When it comes to choosing post-production software, there's a huge amount of choice out there on the market. But the two leading industry standards seem to be Lightroom and Capture One. Although they're two very different pieces of software in the way that they're set up, their goals are ultimately exactly the same: to help us photographers to manipulate and enhance our raw files to turn them into beautiful photographs. So you would think, at least when it comes to those basic edits, that they'd both do a very similar job. In this video, I want to put that to the test. I'm going to share with you a side-by-side comparison of the same photograph edited in exactly the same way in both Capture One and Lightroom to see if there's any differences between the results. And yes, back by popular demand, it's the spatula microphone. The thing that's prompted me to film this video is that up until recently I've always used Capture One to edit my photographs, but since changing my camera I've been using more and more of Lightroom. And I've noticed that even though I'm doing similar edits in both, the results are quite surprisingly different. So let's jump into the software and have a look at that comparison. So I'm going to start off in Capture One. And one of the first edits that I'll always make here is to increase the contrast. So let's go over to there and increase that. Let's stay to around 18. Numbers aren't really important, but for this experiment I suppose they are really. So that's looking a lot more punchy. I don't tend to touch the brightness or saturation because they tend to be okay straight out of camera. I am, however, going to pull the highlights down. That means darkening those highlight areas. That's going to bring a lot more detail back into the sky and also maybe a bit more texture onto the highlights in the water as well. So I've taken that down to -75. Now, I think we should increase the shadows slightly. You might think, well, that might counteract what we've just done with the contrast. But as you'll see, by bringing those shadows up ever so slightly, not much at all, I think subtly to about 7, is just giving us a little bit more detail within the trees and also the shadowy areas on the banking of the stream that's coming off the reservoir in this photograph. I'm also going to adjust the whites and the blacks, again very subtly. I'm going to increase the whites, which is just going to give a bit more punch to the more mid-tone highlights rather than the sky and the water. And I'm going to bring the blacks back ever so slightly to just give a little bit more of that mid-tone contrast. Again, with that, I think I'm just going to bring it to around -6. So our photograph is now looking much nicer. It's looking a bit more saturated, it's looking a little bit more punchy. To make it ever so slightly more punchy, I'm going to go down to the clarity slider and again very subtly increase that so it gives a little bit of crispness to the edges of that mid-tone contrast. I'm not going to touch structure because that just increases a bit of sharpness, and my intention is not to print this photograph, so I don't think sharpness is necessarily going to add anything here. The last thing that I'm going to do here in Capture One is just to warm the photograph up a little bit. We've got some really nice green and yellow hues in here and a bit of golden hour light. So I think a little bit of an increase in the white balance, or Kelvin slider as it's known here in Capture One, will just give that nice warm feeling to the photograph. So I'm going to increase that to 5692. And that's just giving it that subtle warm boost. So now we've jumped over into Lightroom, and what I'm going to do is change exactly the same things by exactly the same values as we did in Capture One, so we can compare the results. So let's just work down the list. Our colour temperature was set at 5692. Our contrast was set at +18. Our highlights went down to -75. Our shadows went up to +7. Our whites were increased by +10. our blacks were decreased by -6, and our clarity was increased by 6. So there we have it. So here are our two comparison photographs side by side. And although we made the same edits in both Lightroom and Capture One, I think the differences are quite stark. First of all, the contrast in the version edited in Capture One to me looks far more punchy. You can see that there's a greater difference between the highlights and the shadows within the trees section. I also think that the sky looks slightly darker and more brooding. I have found in Capture One that when you increase the contrast, it also increases the saturation, and that's quite evident to see in this example. Because we've also added that warmth of that white balance shift as well, it's looking a lot more saturated than the Lightroom version. I suppose the ultimate question is which, if either, of the photographs do I prefer? Well, it's quite difficult to decide, especially seeing this side-by-side comparison. Originally, I would have said that the Capture One photograph is nice and punchy and colourful, and it draws your attention a little bit more than the Lightroom one. However, seeing them side by side, it makes me wonder whether I've pushed that Capture One version just that little bit too far. Don't get me wrong, I'd like to see a little bit more punch and contrast in the Lightroom version, but maybe a happy medium between the two would be a good compromise. I think the main conclusions that I'm coming to after doing this experiment are firstly, all post-production software is different, no matter how subtle or basic the edits that you make are. So when it comes to making our choice of which piece of software to go for, it pays to make use of those free trials to see which layout, which way of working suits you as a photographer best. Secondly, we have to bear in mind the subjectivity of photography. There's no right way or wrong way of doing things, just our own way. And trusting in that is really important. I think what doing this experiment has done is made me realise what it is that I actually want to get out of my edits when I make them. And next time I use Capture One, I might not push them quite so far, and next time I use Lightroom, I might push them a little bit further. I think having that idea of what we want to achieve from our post-production process is really important. Because when we know that, it doesn't matter which post-production software we use, we've always got that standard to work towards. So if you want to learn more about my post-production workflow, then watch this video next. Thank you very much for watching. I look forward to seeing you again soon. Bye for now. I can go back to cooking now. Very versatile, this thing.